All right, so we're going to discuss metric conversions, basically how to convert between kilometers, centimeters, millimeters, or kilograms. And so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we have the units. So we want to focus on the metric units. So here are what we call the base units for each one. So for length, it's always measured in meters. So that's your base unit, but we can add a prefix like centi. So for centimeters, kilometers, millimeters. Volume, it's liters. Volume of a rectangular solid is in cubic meters. So you might have heard of cubic centimeters. Mass is in grams, and times in seconds. These are called SI units. They're like an international system. A lot of them are the same. You'll see that they're the same here, with the exception of kilograms and then cubic meters. But we don't really use them that much. We mostly use the metric system in science, or that's the one we really want to remember. So we also put prefixes on the base units. So for example, the three you have to remember is kilo. So like we can add kilometer. So in the kilometer, kilo is the prefix. And it tells you that there's 1,000 base units in the kilo. Meter is your base unit. And so a kilometer is 1,000 meters because it's 1,000 base units. And so same thing, we do centi and milli. So in the case of a centimeter, here's your base unit, and here's your prefix. So here in 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters, and so on. All right, so the meat and potatoes of this is how do we convert, say, 200 kilometers to meters? So we're going to teach you a method called dimensional analysis. And the reason why we do this is you'll use the same technique for a portion of chemistry called stoichiometry, which is a really big portion and one of the more challenging ones. So we're going to start now. So the way that dimensional analysis works is you start with what you want, and you're trying to get to meters. So 200 kilometers has how many meters? So I always write 200 kilometers. That's what I'm starting with. And so dimensional analysis is actually a lot like multiplying fractions. So if I give you an example, let's say like I have 1/2 times 3/5, right? What I'll do is I'll multiply the top and multiply the bottom. And then I can divide the two. So if I take 3 divided by 10, I get 0.3. Similar here. So I have 200 kilometers times. And then what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the conversion units I had in the previous slide. So to go from kilometers to meters, I know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 base units, or in this case, the base unit is meters. So 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Now what I do is I line up this conversion unit either below or above the fraction line. In this case, I'm going to put 1 kilometer below and 1,000 meters above. And so the reason why I put 1 kilometer below and 1 kilometer above is it cross cancels. And so the cross canceling trick tells me where to put the conversion unit. What I want to show you is, let's say we'll do this in the wrong way. Like let's say I flip this, so I had 1,000 meters below and 1 kilometer above. You'll see that these don't match, and so they can't cross cancel. So I put the kilometers on the bottom. Now, the units that are remaining now are meters, and meters is what I wanted. So now I just do this as if I'm multiplying a fraction. I would multiply 200 times 1,000. So that's the top part here, over 1 kilometer. Oops, there should be 1,000 there. And so 200 times 1,000 is just 200,000. 200,000 meters. Notice meters is the leftover unit. So 200 kilometers equals 200,000 meters. All right, so let's try the next one. I'm going to start with 310 milligrams. So I start with 310 milligrams. I'm going to multiply it by a conversion factor. So if I'm going from milligrams to grams, I know that there's 1,000 milligrams to equal 1 gram. So you have to memorize these. So you know milli, there's 1,000 milli in one base unit, and here we're talking about grams. Once again, I want to cross cancel, so I got to put the milligrams below here. From here, we know there's 1,000 milligrams over 1 gram. So this will equal, if I multiply across, this will equal 310 times 1 over 1,000. My units cancel here, and I have grams remaining, so this will be in grams. So 310 divided by 1,000 is 0.31 in grams. Example 3, I have 0.01 liters to centiliters. So my conversion unit, liters to centiliters, liters my base unit, centi is 100, so it'll be 100 centiliters is equal to 1 liter. So in this case, look, I'm going to use this conversion unit here. I need to put liter on the bottom because this will cross cancel. 1 liter is equal to 100 centiliters. So now I'm going to multiply across. 0.01 times 100 is going to be 1. Is that right? And then 1 centiliter over 1 equals 1 centiliter. Okay? All right. And then the last one is actually a two-step problem. So I want to go from milligrams to kilograms. And to go, I need 2 conversion units in this case. I know that 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram, but I want to get to kilograms. So I know that 1,000 grams equals 1 kilograms. So here I start with 2,000 milligrams. And what I'm going to do is actually going to be 2 steps. So the first step is to go from milligram to gram, right? So I have 1,000 milligrams to 1 gram. But what you'll see is I'm not at kilograms yet, I'm actually at grams. So I'm going to do it one more time. This needs to cross cancel, so I need grams below. There's 1,000 grams to 1 kilogram. So that equals 2,000 times 1 and 1 over 1,000 times 1,000. So this equals 0.002 kilograms. Okay. All right, so what I have remaining is homework and a key for you to take a look at. Okay.